What's up, guys? It's Jade. Look, if you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.
Alrighty, Ramsey show ending. After show beginning. Alrighty. Okay, it's been, what is it, June? It's been about 8 months since the last after show. And so this isn't gonna be as smooth as it was back then, but we'll try to go through it. We'll try to get through it together. How about that? Alrighty. Oh, let me make sure it's running all right. As far as volume and such. And so this isn't gonna, all right, it is. All righty, and we start with the song. Sing along, the words are right there. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of those charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step three is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host my YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do the baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go, let's gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And live like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like the way it's working out, then you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, 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 ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, beep, beep, biddy-diddy-doo, doop, boop, 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 boo-doo-doo. Live from Cabot, Arkansas, it's the Ramsey Show After Show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. And, sorry, there we go. Where was I? Ramsey Solutions financial coach. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment at calendly.com/CoachSteveMoney. It's also there on the right side of my YouTube banner. And you can email me about anything, yes, anything, at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. And you can have me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and Jade Warshaw. I do not have a song for Jade yet. Perhaps that will be forthcoming. Alrighty, let's see. I gotta go to where I can see the chat just in case. Well, where is that? There it is. Now I have to do that. There we go. What up? Is Aslan? Sorry, Aslan. Might be the only one here. Alrighty, let's see. Just check the stream. I got Windows overlaid on Windows. The setup's not exactly right. Okay, looks like the stream's alright. I can get rid of that. Nope, cancel. I can get rid of. Apologize. Come on. There we go. All right. So let's see. Juneteenth today, so no market activity, bank holiday, which is also why I'm here, available to do the after show. Also, there will be another one on July 4th, another bank holiday. And so this is Friday's results from the market. All down, but up for the week, up every day except for Friday. And the futures are looking good too, with the NASDAQ in the lead at 0.9%. Let's see if we have any. Let's see, Tesla, the only thing up on Friday as far as the most followed on Google. Everything else down a bit. Still in good shape for... That's not what we want. We want that one. Then, nope. Then there we go. Still in good shape though overall for the, let's go to the 5 years so we can see the previous high of the S&P 500, and it's still, it's well ahead of on track to getting back up to a new high, way faster than the 5 years that it can take, but it doesn't have to take that long, such as the Pandy crash right here, February 21st, 2020, and then all the way to down there, and then like 6 months later it was back up to a new high. So fun times. I think that's all we have for market. Not that much in news today, but I saw this on CNBC Make It. The 7 U.S. cities where a $250,000 salary is worth the least. New York is number one. Shocker. Anybody shocked about that? I mean, except that, California is not worse off than that. Well, we'll see. Only 7% of American households earn $250K or more for those higher income earners. However, certain cities will offer them the most bang for the buck, and others will offer far less. And the ones that don't would be New York, Honolulu, yeah. Government do take a bite there and the cost of living there. San Fran, looks like California is going to be the winner overall statewide. San Francisco, Los Angeles, Long Beach, California, and in 7th place, San Diego. Washington, D.C. Slides in between the 2 California places at number 6. And as my boy Tommy Morrison will tell you from the Ramsey Show chat, DMC is no joke. That's DC, Maryland, and Virginia, the DMV. That little corner there is really, you got all your dignitaries and so forth there, and that really drives the price up. So I thought that was interesting. What else did I think was interesting? I gotta switch back to where I can see the chat. There we go. Aslan said, what do you normally do in the after show? I normally sing a song at the beginning. I was gonna do Antihero by Taylor Swift, but I didn't have it down enough. Haven't heard it or sang it enough. And so I decided to skip that, and so I just did the Baby Step song today. And so basically I just talk about the market or any other news from the day. I talk about maybe something one of the hosts said, that kind of thing. I have Rachel Cruz, John Deloney, and George Camel's song. So if they were on, I would do those shows. I haven't done one in 10 months. Yeah, the last one was August 24th. Of course, if you factor in inflation, it has a long ways to go to match the high, but we don't factor that in because it wasn't factored in on the previous high either. So that's ridiculous to do that. So people always want to be factoring in inflation. Do you factor in inflation when you go to the grocery store? Do you factor it in whenever you buy anything? If you don't, why are you doing it for investing? Just make as much as you can, and hopefully you'll have enough. This is from The Verge? No, Kotaku.com. Gaming isn't just about you. Consoles are thrashed by casual games, which I did not realize. New data released by PwC shows that the traditional games make up only 26.7% of the revenue earned by the U.S. games industry. The vast majority of 2022's $54.1 billion coming from social or casual games. Esports, meanwhile, contributed just 0.8%. Added together, that total also shows that just a 2.4% year-on-year increase, the slowest growth in 5 years, which isn't great news. That is true, but I did not. I knew the casual games, like the cell phone games and such, were making a lot of money. I just did not realize they were out earning by far the regular the PC games market and the consoles. Did not realize that. Very interesting. Alrighty, so as usual, like I said, I don't know if we'll I'll probably figure out enough to talk about to go a whole hour. Normally I do about an hour, normally I would have maybe other articles and something else to talk about the show, but again, I don't have my usual setup. I wasn't able to set it up exactly the same way that I had it 10 months ago, and so I'm doing the best I can here. So just bear with me. So what I do at this part, that's a whole separate video series that I have called Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money, where I do exactly this. I go to the Dave Ramsey subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and I sort by new, and let's do that. Make sure we have the newest one, just from 3 hours ago. Dave Ramsey subreddit is not run by Ramsey Solutions. It's run by fans. They do allow people to disagree with Dave. They allow, they allow people to, talk about credit cards all they want, et cetera, et cetera. They do shut some threads down if they start getting contentious in there and it starts being like personal attacks and so forth. They do shut it down, but they did also allow me to put the Baby Step song link into the chat. But when I wrote the Deloney song, I didn't get any message back from them, so I didn't try to put it in when I did the Deloney song. Alrighty, all those songs, the Rich Crew song, George Campbell song is not in there. Rachel Cruz song, John Deloney song, and the Baby Step song are in the music playlist on my YouTube channel. All right, 100 display from Krungo McDungus. 175K in debt, that's a lot. Help. 3 years ago, I did a very anti-Dave thing. I bought a $200,000 house with 5% down. Beep, 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 doo. On a 30-year mortgage, 2.8, not bad compared to current rates, but still, in those 3 years, I've managed to reduce the weight of these shackles by a mere 15K. Boop, 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 doo. Leaving me with quite a long way to go before I have recovered. Obviously, before I will recover, right? Obviously, with inflation, oh my gosh, here we go, at rates significantly higher than my mortgage interest. I'm concerned about my ability to afford basic necessities and keep my house. Okay, just spend less on stuff. You may have to sell that house. If you bought too much house, you might have to sell it, regardless of inflation, regardless of interest rates. The inflation and interest rates aren't your problem if you bought too much house, is that you bought too much house. Let's see, and with area rents approaching doubling the cost of my monthly mortgage payment, consequence of losing this house would obviously be dire. Well, I guess you better kick it into gear and do some baby steps, big time. The property value has gone up an estimated 75K. Okay, great. Since I purchased, but if you add that to the 25K equity I have, that's only 100K. Meaning I'm still 75K underwater. So 100K, where's the... not following that math. So if you can sell it for 75K more than you paid for it, I'm not figuring. I mean, what you paid into it already, that's gone. So, no need to cry about that. If you can sell it for 75K more than you bought it for, and the interest hasn't killed you to be up past the 25K equity, that should still be a positive result. I'm still 75K underwater. Add that to the up in this 75K. So you built 25K and it's worth 75K more. That's 100K more, meaning you're still 75K under. Okay, and then maybe he's talking about with the 15K, which is incorrect math, obviously. So to get back to 200K, I don't know, but yeah, you're not going to make a ton. So doubling your housing costs by doing a rent that is twice as much as your mortgage, I would try to, I don't have to wear this anymore since I'm not going to sing, which I'm sure people are happy about. So if I've been yelling, sorry. Let's see. So anyway, to cut my loss and declare bankruptcy now? No. We'd have to know your, your expenses and stuff, and that you can, things that you can cut and so forth. Until I pay the entire thing off so I can sell for the smallest loss possible. if you pay the entire thing off, then you don't have any mortgage payment anymore. So how? I don't get it. I don't get this one. We'll never get a mortgage longer than 5 years again. Okay, 15 would have been fine. But let's see. Yeah, don't feed troll. It says, okay, yeah, idiot or troll. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough because the math is incorrect, so forth. But I promise you, there are stupid people on the Reddit. So yeah, okay, fair enough. But I mean, there's people really like this that have been actually not been a troll and just did wrong math all the time and just acts like they don't have a clue and so forth. So that does happen. So no problemo addressing it. Aslan said, just sell it before you lose it. Yeah. If you can't, but yeah, I mean, we're missing his expenses, information, and so forth, and I don't think income was on there either. So yeah. Ramsey does allow 5% down on a first home, however, 10%. He says 10% for a first-time home buyer. However, you need the payment to be less than 25% of net income and a 15-year mortgage, obviously. Yep. All right, Aslan, thank you so much for sticking with me. It might just be you and me today. Oh, let's see. Pixie _ pink. 2004 Camry already costed hashtag third grade. Already cost more to repair than it is value. It's no apostrophe S there, but that's okay. We'll get to the and this can happen with used cars. When you buy a used car, you do need to take it to your local mechanic shop and have them look at it before you buy a used car. I mean, and even that is not a guarantee, obviously, but you do run into that. Let's see what specifically. Really new advice because I'm getting very frustrated. Ever since getting the car back in February of last year, I spent a total of $3,700 to get it fixed. That is probably excessive to spend on a 2004. I still have an issue with the wheel clicking, and I'm suspecting a ball joint. Yeah, so I don't know where you got this car from, but if you didn't have it checked out with a mechanic, if you just checked to see if it could run and just bought it from somebody, then that's rough. Unless it was given to you, which that's fine as well. Let's see. Everything I fixed was due to her old age and highish mileage. She's never been in an accident or anything like that. At what point would you try and sell it and buy a better car? Probably about where you're at now. But if you said still could be a ball joint and CV joint. Yeah. I don't know. I would probably I don't think you could get that much for it if you're honest about the stuff that's happened to it, but you shouldn't have the problem of things you fixed already. If you still have an issue with wheel clicking and so forth, and you paid to get that fixed, and the ball joint CV joint, if you paid to get that fixed, you need to take that back and tell them they need to fix that for free because you already paid for that. Let's see. Everything. I read that part. This is weird. It's probably I have a different resolution on this TV, and so it looks different. Unless they changed it since the last time I did the Reddit, which was Saturday night. At what point would you try? Oh, I read that too. I need to justify the repairs I'm doing because I really do like my car, but I'm constantly being screwed over by more repairs than have to happen. Yeah, I mean, you have to try to be smart about it, and you have to. I mean, you know what you fixed. You know what supposedly was fixed, and that should be new parts generally, and so that part, that much should be fine, and the rest of it, you could buy a $10,000 car and still have things go wrong with it. So I mean, that has to be a judgment call on your part, but definitely anything you want to buy, you take it to a mechanic and have them look at it. You don't take the person's word for it. You don't just make sure it drives and buys it. Remarkable underscore carry underscore 963. Righteous Jim Jones was watching a new episode. I have not seen that show and couldn't help seeing the parallel between Dave Ramsey and Eli Gemstone. Haven't seen it. Both looking to exit and retire and leave their kids and younger associates in charge. Danny McBride might be a Ramsey show listener. Not necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of movies and TV shows that dealt with an older business head retiring and trying to hand the reins over to a younger one, even picking like which one to give it to and so forth. So, but if you watch Dave every day, that probably is why that came to mind. Boom, 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 boom. As it says 5% according to the Ramsey website for a first home. Okay, that's a change since the last I heard. I will check that out. It was 10% last I heard. Also, I don't know if they changed it, but it says in Total Money Makeover, according to Sid, it says, I don't remember off the top of my head, but Sid says in Total Money Makeover, it says 25 to 35% as far as housing allowance. So I don't know, maybe they've, in like reprintings, maybe they've changed it. Don't know, because I have not seen that book lately. What to do with 120K if you have money piled up due to just piling up due to storm, or if you incorrectly did the baby steps and piled up more than your full emergency fund, or piled up more money while you were paying off debt, which you shouldn't pile up more than $1,000 if you're still paying out non-mortgage debt, then you would put that money to whatever baby step you're on. And so that's what you do if you have savings like that, or deciding to do it Dave's way, deciding to take his advice, or if you get it all of a sudden, like if you get it by inheritance or something like that, or bonus you didn't know about, you apply it to whatever baby step you're on. All right, let's see. I was able to secure a townhome for $300 a month. I purchased my current home 4 years ago at 20% down on a 15-year mortgage, and I'm selling it at $120,000 profit after closing costs. Great. Completely out of debt. I have maxed out my Roth IRA monthly contributions and am now saving up to buy the dream home in cash. Maxing out the Roth IRA is probably not going to be 15%. Unless you don't make that much money. So you need to be doing other investing as well. If your employer does not offer a retirement package there, retirement accounts through work, then you need to investigate other investing, including an HSA can be one vehicle. Another one can be just a brokerage account where you get no tax benefits, but it does allow you to invest the rest. The plan is to save as fast as I can while keeping this large sum of money in a high interest savings account. 29 years old and don't mind taking on some mild risk while I can. What other investments are out there? Any other successful Dave Ramsey followers have any advice on what to do with the extra money? Thanks. So if you now secure a townhome, does that mean you're renting it and you decided to be a renter? So if you're a renter and you closed after closing, you sold your house at a $120,000 profit, and then you completely out of debt. And so if you have no kids to address kid college for, then you're in baby step 7. You can invest as much as you want. The advice doesn't change. Mutual funds or real estate, you pay in cash for completely. Dave doesn't advise REITs or definitely anything that involves a partner. You have to buy it yourself, all in cash. So, but that's what that is, and it looks like on baby step 7. So congratulations on that. Boom, 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 boom. If you wanted to buy this house next year, I would use Treasury bills, 5.3% for the 6-month ones. Yeah, if you only have a year before you're going to buy, you don't want to put it in the market. You got to have at least 5 years in case the market might be down. The exact point where you would need to move or when you want to move. So definitely something like that, high yield savings account or CDs. Just depends on where you get the best rate. Since the money would be basically sitting there anyway, but Dave normally doesn't recommend a CD because of the low rate, but you may get a better deal than the high yield saving or the T-bills. Let's see, this from Throwaway 890223. I'm in Canada and having a hard time deciding between doing the baby steps or filing a consumer proposal. All right, consumer proposal, I have heard this before. That is Canadian for bankruptcy. That's where you file the proposal and say, well, this is what I can do, or this is what I would like to do as far as paying this off. I can't afford it, but, I would like to do this. And so what the details are on that, I don't know. But basically, unable to find a job for 6 months, caused me to fall behind on bills and all my loans, credit card, approximately $65K in debt. Due to the length of time between payments to my creditors, I'm at risk currently of having things sent to collection or being sued. I'm surprised stuff isn't already in collections. If you're out of a job for 6 months, maybe you could pay for it for a little while. So maybe you're only 2 or 3 months and they don't really send it that quickly. But probably about the 6-month time frame they would be doing that. About to get a part-time job to start paying off everything. Do I file a consumer proposal or not file and risk being sued while doing the baby steps? If you can get out of it, there's no penalty for trying to get out of it. It's not going to be any worse for you trying to not file bankruptcy, basically. There's not going to be any penalty. Due to link time gone, I'm at the risk currently having things. Yeah, so I would, because if you can make a certain amount of money, I don't know if this, hopefully that I'm about to get a part-time job means you have a full-time job already, I hope, because you can't pay off this stuff with just a part-time job. So, Dave says do everything you can to avoid having to file bankruptcy. He tried to get out for, I think, 3 years or 5 years, something like that. At least 3 years. He fought to do that. And what he says is that he fought until they were coming to take Rachel's crib away the next day. And so that's when he filed. And of course, since then, he has paid off every single one of those debts, including people that had to make fake bills for him to pay because they no longer had it on their records because they wrote it off, of course, like businesses do. This is from Xerxes767. Auto loan versus investments. Are we going to do some little debt leverage here? Dave, not a fan. 4,500 in index fund ETFs. All right, yeah, that is what it is. And 2,900 left on auto loan. Yeah, if you're investing money instead of paying a loan off, you're doing debt leverage. So 5% interested rate. Hey, you might have been typing it on a phone. I get it. I have a horrible time typing on the phone because old. I am 19 and have limited income. Do I sell the investments and pay off the loan today? Is what Dave would recommend, yes. As long as they're not in a retirement account. If they're in a retirement account, You leave them there and you just make money and sell stuff if you have it. Make more, spend less, and pay it off that way. But if they're not in a retirement account, sell them today and pay that off today. You don't even have to sell them all. You don't even have to sell them all either. So you would still have 30, 15. So you still have 1,600 in index funds, which Dave does not recommend for retirement. He recommends managed funds because 40% of them can beat that index. All right, let's see. Nothing else from Aslan on that. I do appreciate it, Aslan. I'm 19 years old and need some advice. Just call me Luffy. All right, don't know what to do. So last Friday, there was a really big thunderstorm, and at 5 in the morning, I heard my car alarm going off. It was so windy and dark, I couldn't make out what happened. Back of my car flattened by a tree. Boop, boop, boo-doo. Insurance, full coverage and gap, which is the thought of coming back up with the money for a down payment. Well, you're not going to buy a new car. You have the gap insurance, so you should be able to get a rental until your car is determined totaled, if it is going to be totaled, or the estimate, and then see what the insurance wants to do. Let's see. Also, if college I have to pay for before I'm able to apply for next semester, and I'm just lost entirely. Yeah, you're just that is rough. Or you're trying to live your life, and then a tree flattens the back of your car. So that certainly sucks. So if it is actually flattened and this is not 19-year-old hyperbole, if it's not hyperbole, then certainly that would be considered total. And so then you wait for the insurance to give you money, and then you buy as cheap of a car as you can, and then maybe you can use some of the insurance money for something else. I mean, you want to buy a good car. You want to tread the line between a good car that won't give you problems. Any used car you buy, take it to a dealership, but no new car. No loans, no new car. Is the Ramsey advice, Luffy. Let's see. Let's have a little agua. All right. So it wouldn't be a problem with the fan running. I turned the fan off and I turned the air conditioning up to 87, so if you hear that kick on, that means it's really hot in here. What time is it? 5:41, so it'll be 1 hour and about 19 minutes. So we probably have enough questions to go till then. And then I'll see if I can pop that graphic back up with my plugs, and we'll get out of here. That's from known_possible 3836. Low income buying a house. Well, you can do that. It's gonna have to be a small, low income house. On disability, chronic disease, don't make much money. A Section 8, which helps pay my rent, but I want more out of life. Does the Section 8 help pay mortgage? I read there's a program that allows people with Section 8 buy a house. Okay, housing choice voucher. Well, I don't know how that works, but if that's going to put you in some bad loan, don't do that. In LA, I was told by HUD that the program is closed due to insufficient funds. Alrighty, running that government good there in LA. But I also was told by a realtor, as people say incorrectly, that the program is active. Alright, find out. Probably the Google would tell you. The realtor was supposed to email me the info, but she always forgets to do so. Call every day. Or call a different realtor. So I figure I reach out to you guys to see if anyone has the info. The Googling would probably turn that up. For Googling in your exact, even Los Angeles or your exact neighborhood. Owning my home would open so many doors for me. How? Oh, forgot I gotta hit the read more. I wonder, I'll have to check on my other computer on the bigger TV. I mean, this isn't a small TV at all, so this might be new with the new updates for the Reddit. Let's see, where are we? I'm open to buying my own the traditional way with getting a job. What's the other way? Even though that will affect my government insurance that I pay for my $10K a month medicine. Yikes. But that's a whole other issue. Yeah. For a while, I can qualify. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm not afraid to admit that I have no idea where to start on this new journey. I literally need a life coach, but as you can imagine, can't afford one, so I turn to you guys. Yeah, you got to watch out because I don't know that it would open so many doors for you. If you get into a bad loan that you're forced into because that's the only way this program works, that wouldn't be good. If it lets you buy too much house than you can afford with just your disability, and it's got to pay a lot. Your job's got to pay a lot. Otherwise, you have to pay your own $10K a month medicine, unless that medicine is optional. And if it was optional, why would you be on it in the first place? So, a lot of times there's no easy answer, and especially without the further information of other expenses and stuff, and what doors is she talking about that would be open to her other than opening the door of a house instead of renting, which she's doing now, I believe. Yeah, that helps pay the rent. So Section 8 housing. So yeah, I don't know. It's possible some programs do get cut out because the government can't afford to do everything it wants to do. Every time I do this, every time I answer the thing, it seems like somebody brings up $1,000 not enough. Well, a lot of people that are arguing about this don't have $1,000 now. So if you're not going down from savings, then why are you arguing about it if you don't even have $1,000 now? But Dave did address this about 2.5 months ago when he did a live Ramsey show from their new event center. It was the first live one in about 3 years. And somebody in the audience asked about it. And he says, yeah, $1,000 isn't enough. $1,000 wasn't enough 30 years ago either, but that's what the amount is. And you're not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to be scared so that you get the freak out of debt and get your full emergency fund saved and you quit messing around with debt. Let's see, just reading through the baby steps. $88K in student loan debt. That's going to be a long baby step too. $7,100 a month after taxes, retirement, health insurance, etc. And you cut out the retirement while you're paying off that student loan. Recently, I just had, how old? Doesn't say. Recently, I had the misfortune of getting contaminated gas at a local gas station. Oh no. Repairs were $1,700 to start and could have wind up being more. By more, I mean issues with fuel system, AEW hard to diagnose, and car. Could have more issues shortly. You can't get the gas station doesn't help out with that. They're just like, whatever, they're not liable. Still doesn't seem to run like it used to, and I'm constantly worrying it's going to break down. Fortunately, I had more than $1,000 in my emergency fund and was able to pay it. Pay what? Oh, the 17 for repairs. Yeah, can someone please explain to me how in today's environment it doesn't matter? Again, it wasn't enough 30 years ago either, Dave said. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people just have $1,000 and they get through it. If you have something that costs more than $1,000, then you just pay minimums on everything and you just pile up what you need to handle your current emergency. And then you build up the $1,000 back and then you start paying off debt again. That's just the way it works. It's supposed to scare you. It's supposed to scare you into action. Because if you had a, $5,000, $10,000 emergency fund, you're going to be too comfortable. You won't be, because all intents about paying off debt. Simple as that. Let's see. Fusion Blast. Let's see. There is a Section 8 home ownership program according to the Google. So, yeah, just Google it. Aslan knows how to Google. I'm just not sure how owning a home with all the unknown expenses would help, right? I mean, it's just this idea that you could get a house and that'd be the answer to all your problems, maybe. I don't know. Like we didn't have enough other information about her life and what she was talking about when she said it would open a lot of doors for her. So not much you can do when you don't have all the information. Wife and I had plastic surgery appointment this morning. Do you mean with credit cards? Cutting them up. Favorite story of all the cancellations was Target card, where I had to randomly press buttons to get into a sub-phone tree menu where it finally gave me the option to close the account. I was then transferred to a manager who had a long spiel about why we shouldn't close the account. Right. The kicker was that he closed the account, but ended the call saying, please understand that you can always continue to shop in Target stores at any time. Yes, you can take your debit card or cash in there. Cool. So that's what they call it when they cut up the card. Sometimes they call it plastic surgery. This from KL Kane 3. Thoughts on the $150 million suit against Dave Ramsey regarding his connection with timeshare exit team. All right, I thought about doing a separate video on this, but I'll just clip this little part out and have that be a separate video. But from what I understand, it's a class action suit from a bunch of people that said they signed up with timeshare exit team and began paying them to get them out of their timeshares because Dave Ramsey recommended them. And so Dave talked about them quite a bit. He recommended them quite a bit. He had them on the show quite a bit. He stopped recommending them long before they went out of business, so I don't know what the time frame was on it, and he was very honest about that as well. He explained exactly what was happening is that they were being forced out of business because they were being litigated to death. That's because the Hilton and other hotels that own timeshares, they have more money for lawyers than Timeshare Exit Team did. And so they were able to file frivolous lawsuit after frivolous lawsuit. And to respond to them, Timeshare Exit Team had to put more money towards legal funds. And so they didn't have the infrastructure to do that. And so that forced them out of business. Now, how any of that is Dave Ramsey's fault, I don't know. Like, for example, if I see a Taco Bell commercial on the NBC network and I go to Taco Bell and I get a stomach ache, I can't sue NBC, can I, for recommending them? Because it was on their channel. They recommended them. They posted the commercial. So I can't do that, can I? So I think the lawsuit is probably frivolous. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Granted, you can file a suit on whatever you want. I don't think they throw out any suits right away. They let you file whatever you want. And so if you want to, they don't care if you want to waste your time or not on something that's just going to get thrown out. So I don't know. Again, I don't know the time frame on these people, but again, Dave stopped recommending them long before. Now, it does take a while to get you out of your timeshare, and so it could have been, people that actually heard Dave say, do this, and heard an ad for them, but he didn't run the company. He's not involved in day-to-day activities with timeshare exit team. And so I don't know, he can be held liable. He does have a lot of money and he does have a lot of lawyers on retainer, I'm sure. So it will be interesting to see how it pans out. But I just don't know. Like right now, if I tell Aslan, oh, give you a real world example of it. I tell people all the time when they ask about investing, about where to do it. I said I've had no problems, nothing but good things on Fidelity's website. Now, if they do that and Fidelity goes out of business, obviously they won't lose their money because FDIC and all that. But if they go out of business, then are they going to be able to sue me? Granted, they wouldn't because I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Unlike Mr. Ramsey, which has his platform where he's constantly saying, timeshares are the devil, basically. And so perhaps they just want to shut him up or hurt him in the pocketbook, where apparently they will be able to do that to some extent anyway, because he's got to respond to those suits. So and that's what you pay lawyers for. So, but again, I think I don't think you can sue somebody for recommending, because he recommended it, but you went to timeshare exit team and talked to him, or you signed up on the website, and you should have talked to somebody before just signing up, because you have your own free will on that as well. And so it's ultimately your decision, and ultimately you paid them and you signed something, probably, I'm assuming. I don't know exactly how it works, but you signed something yourself. Dave didn't sign it. You paid them. Dave didn't pay them. So you were the one that decided to do business with them. I don't think you can sue a sponsor. What's another good example? Like any podcast you watch. If you buy something that they recommend and you don't like that, you have a problem with it, can you sue the podcast? I don't know. So don't know exactly how that works, and so maybe they're trying for some, trying to shape litigation like this or something. But I don't know of haven't heard of any other case like this, suing the paid sponsor. So we'll see. But as I said, I think it's frivolous. Did I do this one? 401k or 401k Roth? Always Roth. I think I did this one. Always Roth first, match first, because 100% return on investment. And so Roth 401k would be fine. That has a higher contribution limit per year than the Roth IRA. So if you can do all your 15% in a Roth 401k, you can do that, and you don't even have to open a Roth IRA. Or you can have both, a 401k and a Roth IRA. So, but it's match, Roth, and 401k is the answer. Perfect tie. Did I need help budgeting? Yep, I did these. What time is it? 5:57. Alrighty. Well, I guess that will be it. Let's see. I need to go back to my own page there. One day I'll have somebody to run the board, as they say. There we go. I figured it out. Alrighty. So once again, I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com/CoachSteveMoney. That's calendly.com/CoachSteveMoney. Or you can just hit the link on the right side of my YouTube banner, as you see on the page, on the screen right there. And, you can do that if you are having money problems or if you just want to make sure you're on the right track. Never hurts to have somebody take a look at it. Just like it's a used car you're thinking about buying. Why not have somebody take a look? You can email me if you have questions about anything that I talk about or anything on my channel. I'll be more than happy to answer questions. That's CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to the side. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can have me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thanks for hanging out with me, Aslan. Appreciate it muchly. And have a wonderful night there. Alrighty, and here's how we end it. We say, just like is right on my YouTube banner there, we say make smart financial decisions every day. And yes, I know every day needs to be 2 words. I need to get CP to make that change for me.